Yeah, very good. We played two groups, 60 minutes, so essentially it's two games. 2-2 in the first 60 and 1-1 in the second 60. So, overall it's a 3-3. I love that we scored 3 goals. In that first 60, the 2 goals we scored were excellent. Really happy with the minutes that we were able to get. It's a hot day. We're only 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks into preseason, and for us to be able to manage a 60-minute clip at a pretty high level, especially for about the first 50 or so of it. I thought, our quality was excellent on both sides of the ball, especially in that first 60. We were able to get our noses in front 1-0 and then, respond to a goal conceded and get our noses in front 2-1. And then I thought the last, 5 minutes we looked a little tired, And then the second, 60, that group, again, young guys, some depth guys, they battled, find a great goal. And then again, I thought, we looked a little tired, and that's to be expected when you hit that kind of first 60, especially on a very hot day. It's sweltering down here today. And, we hit a wall a little bit at the 50-minute mark. We were able to get through it, of course, but the quality went down a little bit. But that's to be expected. But overall, real positive. And, the great thing is halfway kind of through the preseason, give or take, there's some things to correct. Really all 3 goals were avoidable. And so that's the good news with the bad news. They're avoidable. They're very easy fixes. The first one we conceded, we play backwards, we get stuck and they counter us. And then the second one, is a pretty routine that we'll correct and clean up, giving away a cross and just defend the box. But, overall, loved how the guys competed. I thought we took steps forward in really every aspect, both sides of the ball. And, now we got to reset a little bit. We'll look at the film, which is great. It's nice to have some mistakes to look at. We haven't had too much of that. So there's some mistakes for sure we can look at and correct. And we'll take a day off as well, and then we'll build into Atlanta on Saturday, where we're going to try to push, towards 90. Probably not there with some guys, but there'll be a handful of guys that we could push 90. And, by design, we played Houston today. And, they're a notch better than the first 2 teams we played. And I thought what was unbelievable for me, probably the biggest positive, is we played a team today that's been together for 3 years. A lot of continuity in the coaching staff, the game model, and the players. They've been one of the better teams in the league. They've been competing for trophies. We've been together 3 weeks with 14 new players. And I thought we were right there with them. And, probably should have pulled out a 2-1 win in that first 60.
I know you've talked about a different energy, a different vibe, a different camaraderie with this group, and it is a group that largely has been together for 3 weeks. So has it surprised you at all, sort of how quickly that chemistry and camaraderie has developed?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, when you have a way of working, guys can plug in, and if you identify the right talent and the right profiles, then again, guys plug in pretty easily. But I think, it starts with their attitude. Across the board, we have a team that has an excellent attitude, and then from there, their work rate. So when you have a group of guys that have a good attitude and they work hard, that makes it much easier. And, they really enjoy being together. They enjoy being around each other. They're developing strong relationships, and I think that's showing in our chemistry on the pitch. You can see the mentality today. Again, going against a very good team in Houston. Won the Open Cup. They've been in the playoffs the last two years. They've been one of the better teams, in the Western Conference. And they're at this point very automated, their understanding, and we're 3 weeks in, and for me that's a very even game today. And again, I thought we close out the end, that's a win for us.
I know people always talk about sharpness in the final third being one of the last things to come in preseason. You mentioned not only 3 goals today, but 3 quality goals. So how nice is that for you to see, not just the ball in the back of the net, but to see maybe elements of the way you want to play leading to the goals?
Yeah, again, I think it's great. Both groups, we get 3 goals. And, you look at kind of the way we've been building. We focused a little more on the defending. And in the first 2 games, you can see, we're defending really well, and maybe you want a few more chances. We worked a little more on the attack, so that comes to life even more. And maybe because of our emphasis on that, we lose a little, of our focus on the defending. And now it's time to kind of, put both phases together. In Atlanta is another opponent, very talented. We're gonna be tested in that game, and it'll give us a great opportunity again to. I want to see mistakes because we're trying to do the right thing. If you're trying to do the right thing and you're aggressive, you're gonna have some mistakes to correct. And so we put the guys in a situation today and versus Atlanta where we're going to play aggressive, we're going to try to do the right thing, be brave, and we'll have some mistakes to correct. And this is the time of the year to, correct those things and clean those things up.